It's the end of the world, and it's written in the stars. But there's just one problem. The stars are wrong. Or are we wrong about the stars? This video series contains life-saving information, so be sure to watch them all and share them all with everyone you know. Please also like these videos and subscribe to our channel, which helps the algorithms get these videos in front of more people and helps get this life-saving information to as many as possible before it's too late. A popular end times tool is a free software program you can download called Stellarium. The software is amazing, but there's just one problem. It's wrong. And if the stars are wrong, how can we be right? And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark the seasons, days, and years." In my study of end times, I came across many videos using this software as a reference, so I thought I would download it and see what all the hype is about. While exploring its capabilities, which are impressive, I quickly discovered what appears to be fatal flaws that may just unsettle the end space-time continuum and postpone the harpazo. But before I show you these flaws, first, let me show you something fascinating. The Jewish understanding is that there were roughly 4,000 years from the time of Adam or Abraham to the time of Christ, and roughly 2,000 years from Christ till now. The Jewish belief is that just as God created the world in 6 days and rested on the seventh, and as Christians know, with the Lord a day is like 1,000 years and 1,000 years are like a day, Jews believe in the same way that the world as we know it has a designated lifespan of 6,000 years, after which the Messiah will return and we will rest with him. Christians echo this in the New Testament with what is known as the Millennial reign of Christ. They came to life and reigned with Christ 1,000 years, completing the week of 7 days, or 7,000 years, as a day is like 1,000 years. In regard to the harpazo, commonly referred to as the rapture, there is a common belief among end-time watchmen that the harpazo will occur on the Feast of Trumpets. This year, according to the Hebrew calendar, the Feast of Trumpets was celebrated beginning on September 7th, 2021. Now, seeing as we are all still here, there is a theory that the Feast of Trumpets is off this year by 1 month and will actually occur on October 7th, 2021. But before I get to that, I want you to observe the screen. If you look at the screen, you will see that I have set the date of Stellarium at the proposed feast date of 9/7/4000 BC, based on the rough estimate of when creation began, or at least the promise made to Abraham. You will observe as we go through the years that the sun begins near the feet of Virgo, identified as the woman of Revelation 12, fulfilled September 23rd, 2017. A great and wondrous sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and a crown of 12 stars on her head, and that it slowly makes its way up the entire body of the bride, and by this year lands on Leo, the Lion of Judah, who will return for his bride in triumph. It's as though the sun represents the lifespan of the bride that has cycled through and run its course until the full number of Gentiles has come in, and now it is nearing completion. However, something curious happens in 1582. If you notice, as we move from 1582 to 1583, the sun, which had been making extremely gradual upward movements over millennia, suddenly makes a ginormous leap in just 1 year that would normally take 1,000 years to traverse. So what happened? When researching what may have happened astronomically in 1582, I came across this. The year 1582 in science and technology included a number of events, some of which are listed here. This year sees the introduction of the Gregorian calendar, promulgated by so-called Pope Gregory XIII in the papal bull Inter Gravissimas on February 24th, and based largely on the work of Christopher Clavius. Under the Habsburg monarchy in Spain, Portugal, and Italy, together with the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, the year continues under the Julian calendar as normal until Thursday, October 4th, the next day becoming Friday, October 15th. France follows 2 months later, letting Sunday, December 9th be followed by Monday, December 20th. Other countries switch in later years. Aha! So what happened in 1582 is the Gregorian calendar was introduced. Problem solved? Well, not quite. There are a couple problems with this. Now, it may just be coincidence, but one problem is that simply introducing a new calendar does not suddenly make the sun leap 1,000 years into the future, even if the so-called Pope Gregory had miraculous powers, which he didn't. Now, an observant student might ask, but didn't they move the calendar ahead 11 days when they went from October 4th to October 15th the next day? But there's just one problem with this. When one moves Stellarium ahead 11 days, the sun actually moves backward, not forward. And if that wasn't strange enough, when one toggles the actual dates of the Gregorian calendar from 1582, October 4th to October 15th, as you can see, the sun only moves one day, which is right, yet at the same time makes everything wrong. See what I mean? So, as for the harpazo, aka Rapture, based on Stellarium, it is hard to make any star-based predictions, as Stellarium is clearly unreliable, to say the least. Even if one looks at 33 AD, for example, and tries to roughly match it up with October 7th instead of September 7th, one must still take the 1,000-year jump into account. All that said, the stars are indeed set in the sky to mark the seasons, days, and years, but it seems we need a better program to determine where exactly they were, when, and will be. I welcome your comments below on other more accurate programs. In the meantime, in addition to the stars, we can look to the harvest, as we are the harvest of the Lord. If the harvest is indeed late this year, as even secular articles have noted, then perhaps the harpazo may just be postponed. So, now's your chance. Consider this your warning. Whether it's on October 7th or tomorrow, now's your chance to make sure you're ready. So repent, believe, be baptized, and walk with the Lord, so you won't miss out on the great wedding banquet. Hope to see you there.